All right, make sure you're listening. You can hear me. 3, 2, 1. Hear this, hear this. All right, here we go. So I had a bunch of phone calls today, so I'm inspired to make this video because all these calls had a common theme that I'm kind of frustrated about hearing about, but it's so common. So everybody's doing the same stuff and they all have the same problems. So I'm going to go through 7 reasons why SEO is not going to save your business, why focusing on it is hurting the property management industry, why it's hurting your ability to grow, right? And so all the people that I spoke with today, they were doing SEO, they were doing pay-per-click, they were doing content marketing, they were doing social media marketing. They're spending lots of money and they couldn't figure out or put their finger on why it wasn't working. So here we go. Problem number 1. So, and before I explain this, they can't see these leaks in their business. So I'm going to explain these leaks. And by the end of this, each call that I had with them, they were thanking me for their time. They were thanking me. They were calling me for a solution, but they were thanking me because of the information I shared. So hopefully you will like this information too, right? Okay, so, and why were they thanking me? Because they know they can finally start growing. They can get out of this trap they feel stuck in where they can't see the way out. All right, number 1 is awareness. It does not make sense to go out there and do SEO or pay-per-click or any sort of marketing in a business category that has a massive awareness problem. Property management has a major awareness problem. Most people do not know what property managers are or what they do. So going around saying we're the best in Phoenix or the best in Hawaii or the best wherever doesn't mean anything to very many people because there's an awareness problem, which means the market share is small. Second problem, number 2, perception. Because back to problem number 1, they have to be searching for you for SEO to work, right? They have to be looking for you to find you, right? So that's problem number 1 is awareness. Problem number 2, perception. So most people, if they have awareness, which are very few in the US, that have awareness of property management, but the perception is generally pretty poor. They think you just steal money and you're lazy and you don't do anything. And so there's a perception problem. And why is that? Because there's a lot of shitty property managers out there because the industry is struggling and because it's easy to get into and there's low awareness. So that means there's a lot of bad property managers. So the industry deserves this reputation right now. My goal is to find the good ones, help them grow so not struggling and they aren't so bad and they're doing great and doing a good job and helping them win, right? So that we can level up the industry. So there's a perception problem. Third problem, competition, right? And so back to problem 2. I didn't mention this, but they have to want to search for you, right? So first there's awareness, then there's perception. They have to be wanting to find you. They have to be looking for you. Otherwise, they won't be searching. So again, SEO means nothing if you, in their mind, have either no awareness or there's a perception issue. The next filter, the next problem, problem 3, competition. The property management industry, they're all fighting over the same small amount of existing market share over the worst and coldest leads online, right? It's bloody out there. Right? All the good leads have already been snatched up through word of mouth, through connections, everything else. In fact, the bulk of the doors in your portfolio right now in your property management business probably came to you through word of mouth. This is how most businesses grow, not through all of this other stuff anyway. That's one thing that is working, right? And when it comes to competition, there can only be one. It's like Highlander. There can only be one in that top spot on Google for that city keyword that's there. And to dethrone that person that's maybe been there for 10, 20 years and had a business way longer than you and has lots of backlinks and lots of organic clout and lots of weight and their domain name's been around forever, that's hard to dethrone. You're going to spend massive amounts of time, energy, and money to try and get up near them. And the reality is, all the top spots, they're probably doing a bunch of stuff to keep you from getting there. They have more money than you to spend on that anyway. They're bigger companies usually. And so that's another reason competition, it's silly to try and go that route to grow your business. And focusing on that can leave you broke and just hurting, right? So problem number 4. Problem number 4 is It's expensive, right? So that's connected to that. It's really expensive. Working to change rankings, it's ambiguous. You have no idea what SEO firms are really doing. It's costly. The rules change constantly. Some people that are at the top spot because they did things that were a little bit shady or unethical lost their positioning completely. And I've had them come to me and say, oh, we used to have the top spot on Google, but we paid a bunch of firms in India to do a bunch of terrible backlinks to us. And now Google ranks backlinks, and we're unsalvageable because there's no way of removing all those. And we have really poor backlink ratings, for example. And so anyway, it's really expensive and costly to get a good positioning on Google, which is another reason why SEO, focusing on it, is probably hurting your business. The next thing is problem number, that was 4, number 5 is selection. So what's left over after all these filters, right? The coldest and the worst leads. And most property managers will take on any client that they can get because they feel needy and they're desperate, and needy is creepy, so they have a much more difficult time closing them and selling. And these are the most price-sensitive leads that view you as a commodity, and building a business on the worst leads and the worst people and the worst clients and the worst doors is not a very good growth strategy, and it makes it very difficult for the next problem, which is well, I'll get to that one next. I'll get that that's number 7, retention. But problem number 6, even if you do all this marketing and all this stuff and you get some leads coming in, you have, the marketing is the very beginning. Marketing is the very beginning of the sales pipeline. You're turning on the water, and then there's this pipeline for sales. So what comes next? A whole bunch of leaks. There's a bunch of leaks. You're trying to fill this bucket at the end, which means money in your bank account, and you've got all these leaks in the process, and these leaks are these blind spots that are causing you to close far less, especially since you're focused on cold leads. And so leaks and blind spots is problem number 6. And there's no point turning on the faucet unless you've got all these leaks shored up. Otherwise, you're going to waste a massive amount of time, money, energy on wasted leads and opportunities, and convert very few of them into clients, right? And so there's at least 5 major leaks, which you can check out later on some of our other material at DoorGrow. But problem number 7 is retention, right? So say you get a client on, you've got all these worst leads coming in, you're able to convert some, and then most of them are accidental investors, or they you don't have a strategy to convert them to a buy and hold situation, or you have poor service because you're struggling and spending so much time each week just trying to get deals on and get a new client that you're not able to really focus on the business. Sales, they say, solves all problems, but say you're not getting in enough business, you don't have enough growth, you don't have enough revenue, maybe your pricing strategy isn't very effective as well. That could be problem number 8 if there were one, right? So anyway, you've got all these problems and you're not retaining clients because they're quitting as often as you're getting them on, right? So if they're only going to stay on for a year, your retention rate is really terrible. And that makes it very difficult to scale and grow your business. And so you may find yourself in this trap where you've been at the same level or worse for years. I've had clients come to me after decades, and they have less doors now than some period in the past that was good, right? Because the market turned. And so you need a strategy that's not dependent on just business coming to you because they found you on Google. And so hopefully this is helpful. I want to disrupt your mindset. So the question then is, what's the solution? How do I get out of these problems? What's the strategy to do correctly to grow? Well, get inside the DoorGrow Club Facebook group. If you are a property management business owner, that's the only people that we allow in. If you run a property management company, then join the DoorGrow Club Facebook group. You can get to it at doorgrowclub.com, and shoot me a private message or something through Facebook and just ask me, say, hey, give me access to your free training, your DoorGrow Secrets training. It's a 2-hour training, and in it I break down all the problems so you can see this a little more accurately, and I share with you the path and the solution out of that. And it's 2 hours in length, and it's going to collapse time for you. It's going to change your perspective and help you make some better business decisions to grow your company. And hopefully this video has been helpful. If so, then put a comment below. If you have questions, put comments below, and hopefully we get you into a situation in which you are growing your property management business so that the industry is growing and you are not just chasing down every marketing channel or opportunity simply because the people selling it said that the reason you should do it is because of SEO. Oh, well, you'll get good, it'll help your SEO. Oh, well, then I should do it, right? That's kind of the assumption. I want to challenge that assumption and to get you focused on doing what works. Anyway, that's it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.